Greetings, friends. Now I want to share with you the story about the TOS activity in Ukraine in recent years during the war. This is a story about our social service. The Theosophical Order of Service in Ukraine was founded on November 2013 under the inspiring influence of Mr. Mahendra Singh, former vice president of the Theosophical Society, during his first visit to Ukraine. Over the years, TOS has worked in various cities of Ukraine, and a TOS informational portal was created to show its work. TOS gained its special activity after the war, which began in February 2022, when many chess members and involved volunteers joined the work, who continue to organize aid to refugees, internally displaced persons, victims of the occupation, children, the elderly people, wounded in hospitals, animals, etc. During this period, 322 posts were published on our informational portal, while the actual number of aid initiatives carried out was significantly higher. What work does the TOS carry out in Ukraine? Despite the wartime conditions, we continue to hold annual international forums, ways of spiritual development for man and society, organized by a coalition of non-governmental organizations with active participation and guidance from TS members. Our mission is to unite the efforts of the forces of light in Ukraine to solve the critical issues of spiritual and moral revival based on universal human values. The keynote theme of this year's forum in May was Ukraine as a spiritual moral civilization founded on love. The Order of Healing, which has been in operation since 2019, is a part of Theosophical Order of Service. Several groups of the Order of Healing continue to provide their regular weekly service in several areas. The first area is the prayer ritual to help those people who need healing and restoration of their health as a result of several illnesses. Since the war, the list of healing also regularly included captured defenders and people with war-related psychological traumas. The second area of work of the Order of Healing arose as a result of an outbreak of war and is aimed as helping the souls of people who died during the war or were martyred. For those purposes, a special ritual was developed that members of the Order of Healing perform every Saturday. The third area of work of the Order of Healing is psychological assistance service, Winds of Hope. This group includes qualified psychologists. We are going through a different time of trials since February 2022. We have been in the traumatic field of war. Thousands of Ukrainians need timely psychological support and assistance because not only our land, our homes, our physical bodies, but also our souls suffer during hostilities. Another area of work of TOS, of Order of Healing, which has been operated since the beginning of the war, is the all-Ukrainian meditation of unity, support, and defense of Ukraine. Every Thursday at 9 p.m., the all-Ukrainian mental work is held, a meditation of unity, support, and defense of Ukraine. The power of our united thought protect our motherland in this difficult time and is aimed at a just end of the war, the return of territories, and the prosperity of Ukraine and its people. At the end of meditation, national anthem of Ukraine is played. Our volunteer activity, the war that unexpectedly came to our land 3.5 years ago, has changed a lot of our lives and teaches us a lot. This is probably no one in Ukraine whose life has not changed and who is not doing what is possible and appropriate to alleviate the suffering around them. We are sincerely grateful to all our TOS colleagues from all over the world who responded to our distress, who provide mental and heartfelt meditation and prayerful assistance. We were able to provide, who were able to provide financial assistance. Such help come from our colleagues from America, France, Portugal, New Zealand, Germany, Spain, Greece, New Zealand, Italy, Slovenia, Mexico, India, and as well as from our Ukrainian volunteers. The Kiev region is one of the most effective regions of Ukraine during the military occupation, which lasted more than a month. Residents of villages and towns of Borodyanska and Buchanska districts that were under occupation received the aid collected by our TOS. At the expense of international and own funds raised among friends of the city of Kiev, we managed to purchase a large amount of humanitarian aid for the affected people, including even children under 6 months of age. People also donated blankets, bed linen, clothes, and food from their personal households. The humanitarian aid was promptly and quickly delivered to those in need by our volunteers of the Kiev-based volunteer organization. In total, 9 deliveries were made. The volunteer team of our TOS made a trip with humanitarian aid to the territory of Kharkiv region, which was deoccupied in September 2022, namely to Kupiansk district of Kharkiv region. The population had been under occupation for 8 months. The district center of Kupiansk suffered greatly. Some houses were completely destroyed. The volunteer team consists of 8 people. They traveled in 3 cars, 2 of which were left for the needs of the militaries. On the spot, they described the food and the hygiene products to the locals, as well as clothes, medicine, and a generator. Special thanks to our volunteer Alexander Dovopol, who was not determined by the distance in 2,500 kilometers. A humanitarian caravan to the flooded Kherson region. After the dam of the Kakhovka reservoir was blown up, the flooded Kherson region is under around-the-clock shelling, and people are deprived of the most basic necessities: water, food, shelter, clothes, hygiene products, etc. Several trucks with humanitarian and aid are brought there from Kiev: food, water, medicine, and hygiene products for civilians, as well as generator and pumps for the state emergency service and the regular military administration. The TOS funds were used to purchase and deliver food, including instant and long-term storage food and hygiene products. Necessary items were donated by international and Ukrainian members of the TOS. One of the organizers of this humanitarian caravan was our experienced TOS volunteer Alexander Dovopol. 3 years of weekly service. This watch was already been going on for 3 years. Since July 2022, the Kiev branch of TOS has been taking care of 40 wounded from the hospital of the Institute of Traumatology and Orthopedics of the National Academy of Medical Science of Ukraine on a weekly basis. We help the wounded with food, hygiene products, and clothing. More than 30 volunteers are involved in this activity, including members of TS and their relatives, friends, and neighbors. Our heartfelt thanks go to the entire team and its coordinator, Irina Koritseva. We also receive great help from those members of the society who have left Ukraine and continue to cooperate. The family of Natalia Staykova, who now lives in Romania, was provided great assistance to refugees. We continue to cooperate with Ukrainian refugees who are now in Belgium through our colleague volunteer Valentina Klimko and her family. We receive parcels from Belgium. These are clothes, underwear, hygiene products, which are especially critical for several bed-ridden patients. A regular assistance is provided to a family-type orphanage in the city of Kharkiv, where a married couple, Maria and Yuri, raise, care for, and look after 11 disabled children. 4 of these children are teenagers. The eldest, Jan, is their biological son, and the rest are babies, children of war. These are children with disabilities of serious incurable disease that were abandoned by their parents in the hospital. There is a constant need for medicine, clothes, shoes, and special baby food. Kharkiv is now a frontline city with many evacuees and refugees. Our Kharkiv volunteers are organized help to them and taking care of the wounded in hospitals. It is important for people to know that someone cares about them, is ready to help, listen to them, and support their hope to victory and the restoration of normal life for returning to their homes. In Odessa region, we support some displaced families with a mother and 3 or 4 children. Our heartfelt thanks go to its coordinator, Alexander Makarov. In addition, our TOS members in the city of Kropivnitsky regularly participated in serving clothes and preparing dry meals for the militaries. Our heartfelt thanks go to its coordinator, Lyudmila Frederic. We help stray animals. This is a great problem during the war. We have a specialized Facebook page called The Planet of Kindness. Our heartfelt thanks go to its coordinator, Oksana Mulik, from Zhytomyr. And as a conclusion, today, the Theosophical Order of Solace in Ukraine continues its activity in the conditions of war and does everything possible to save people, animals, and to protect our motherland. Our motto is hearts without boundaries. We are very grateful to each of our colleagues who help us, the people of Ukraine. Thank you for your attention, dear friends.